Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Inner Hill Tarot, and today we're going to do not unboxing but just a silent flip through and personal take on this very hard to find and limited edition Heart of Stars Tarot. And this is like what you call a truly what do you call it, independent deck, because judge from the box, of course I got it a little bit chopped off. It's because it's not new. I got it secondhand, but it's very interesting. The person who created this deck is actually from California, but right now he's living in Bali, Indonesia, and living completely as a tarot reader, if I'm not wrong. And this tarot deck he created by himself and printed out and selling not so many prints edition at a time, and mine is the third edition that has the difference in a death card, which is I really appreciate that he changed the death card in this edition. So yeah, it's a very unique deck, if you want, if my first opinion, because it's a tarot deck that combines a lot of some of my favorite movies as well of Hollywood. Okay, so let's start the silent flip through, and I will add my personal take on this deck. And also, before I start this, if you like my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because that's the only way now that you can help my channel to grow. I don't have any Patreon yet. I don't put the link on my own merch yet and stuff like that, so this is the only way that you can support me. Thank you so much, guys. Let's start the show. Okay guys, we just finished the silent flip through of this limited through print edition of Heart of Stars Tarot, and my personal feeling about this deck is quite interesting because some of the imagery I feel is really hit home. For example, in the major arcana, and also it's really cross genre, cross pictures, cross genre of movies, really, like the King of Pentacles. It's Bruce Lee, of course, but yeah, it's quite Disney movie heavy, and also have a lot of Star Wars in it. And this guy is definitely a fan of Anne Hathaway because she's featured in several cards. But yeah, to me it's like some of the card is like really what the fuck. Yes, there, I said it, because I really don't get the idea of pairing that imagery with the cat for the card. For example, like Jessica Chastain with this lion something. I don't get it, maybe because I haven't read it. Oh yeah, this this deck also doesn't have a guidebook. It's only online guides, so you kind of have to track it down by yourself. So for again, coming back to it's more, to me it's like you kind of have to know the movie that you're watching, primarily like the first trilogy of Star Wars, and then some of the Disney movies, because also Harry Potter. It seems like the creator like Harry Potter a lot, because it's featured in some of the kind of major arcana or court card, like Page of Pentacles, Harry. you know yeah, you kind of have to know the lore of these movies, because otherwise it's kind of lost on you a little bit, I feel. So for example, let's go through a little bit of card that I feel is a bit of spot on. Okay, so Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow as the fool, I think it's quite all right, because yeah, he act like a fool, right, in that movie. And then again, we will see another one of Johnny that I think it's really nice as well, is in the suit of swords, like Johnny as Edward Scissorhands as the two of swords. It's really spot on, I think, because it is like him, in the character. So I think it's nice. And also the Three of Swords, Robin Williams, in the Patch Adams. I think this movie is really heartbreaking, and it's and the way life doesn't work out so well for Robin Williams. It's, of course, it reminds us of the Three of Swords grieving energy. Yeah, this deep depression that he has. So it's quite spot on, in my opinion. For example, like the Fourth of Swords, I don't know who it is and what this movie is supposed to be, so I have to look it up, for example. But then again, there's another spot on card, like Five of Swords with Heath Ledger as the Joker in Batman, and this scene where he's blow up the hospital. It's a real Five of Swords energy. It's like winning at all cost. He has to win this battle above Batman at all costs. So this is very spot on. you know Also the Six of Swords. I think a lot of the imagery in the swords suit in this deck is quite spot on. It's like this one in the Lord of the Ring, in the first movie, Fellowship of the Ring, when Frodo just got stabbed, and the ranger, which is actually the king, gone to his girlfriend, the Lady Arwen, which is Liv Tyler, and it is like the feeling of moving to a better water, a calmer water, a calmer emotional state. So it's, yeah, it's quite spot on as well. Seven of Swords, and Hathaway in Batman again as a Catwoman who steals a lot of stuff from him. So of course it's a good representation. I don't know what's about the Leonardo DiCaprio doing there as a Seven of Swords energy. Is this supposed to be Wolf of Wall Street or something? Yeah, it's a bit weird. And then another two cards of Anne Hathaway from Love of on Other Drugs, I think. 8 and 9. I'm not quite sure about this because I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know. Kit Harrison in Game of Thrones, 10 of Swords. I also don't know because I don't watch Game of Thrones. And then another, Harry Potter lore. This is Harry Potter best buddy. I forgot his name. Ron or something like this. So yeah, he says a Page of Swords. I'm not sure. And the one that's really cool is also this Matt Damon as this guy. I forgot the name of this the Bourne Identity series, because he always depicted to work very, very fast, right? Fast energy. So of course it's the Knight of Swords energy, which is quite accurate, I feel. The Queen of Swords. I haven't watched any episode of Game of Thrones, so I know that this Emilia Clarke as the Mother of the Dragon energy. So what this has to do with being Queen of Swords, that's always very cool and collective and understood. A lot of things, a lot of perspective from a mental point of view. I have to check it out. But this is one of, the King of Swords of this deck is one of the reason I get this deck. This card, come on, this is like really depicting King of Swords in so how can I put it, in such a modern way that convey a lot of things that haven't been seen in a King of Swords energy before, in my opinion. It's Daniel Craig in the first ever time he's being James Bond in Casino Royale. Of course, it was a very exciting new James Bond franchise after I forgot who did James Bond before him. After like 5 or 6 years hiatus or something at that point, and then he bring James Bond into ruggedness again. And as a King of Swords, I never thought about King of Swords as a rugged person, but it's also James Bond as a rugged clarity, even though it's still a bit of a messiness. It's to me is a very interesting point of view to put him as a King of Swords. And of course, the cerebral acuity that of King of Swords, it's very depicted here. It's a very nice card indeed. So yeah, about the other cards, for example, the Magician with Keanu Reeves as Neo in the Matrix. Of course, it's the epitome of magician lore, in my opinion, in our modern history. The story of Matrix, how to be the Matrix, in a way, you're not a victim of this systematic living. You are the creator of your systematic living. So Neo as the magician is very, very apt, in my opinion. I don't know what's going on with Anne Hathaway again from Les Mis. I think Les Miserables as a high priestess. But anyway, she's there. And Meryl Streep. Oh yeah, this creator also like this movie Mamma Mia. So there's a few of cards from Mamma Mia depicted here, which is really funny also for me because I like it. It's musical, but I'm not sure it's very accurate actually. But in this regard, Meryl Streep as the Empress yeah, from Mamma Mia movie is quite, I guess it's quite fit because she's been producing all of her life, right? She's producing her own life in the middle of nowhere in a Egyptian agency Greek somewhere in the Greek islands, a life for herself. So it is what an empress energy, I guess, producer. So yeah, there's so many more cards that I think is quirky. Some is like apt, some is like I feel what the fuck. Okay, one more that I'm going to talk about is the death card, which is like in this third limited edition is this guy, you know. It's from the Star Wars lore. Yeah, he's someone. Of course, his death is the rebirth, right? In this scene, the Darth Vader is depicted as a rebirth again and change from from Anakin Skywalker, who's practically have so much promise that will bring the balance in the force in the galaxies and fall down into the Darth Vader life as a cruel person because he cannot let go the grief of the death of his wife, and then he's become this tyrant, and then in here he's meeting Luke, which is his son, and also gone back again to become an Anakin Skywalker, the redemption story that's very close to death, to the power of transformation. You know, when you don't need the trauma anymore, you become who you were supposed to be actually. And yeah, to have Darth as death is very apt, I feel. And so yeah, other cards, you know, it's very interesting stuff. Grace Kelly as the sun with the, and what the hell is the unicorn doing there? It's so funny. Yeah, so I guess I will work with this deck for a little bit more before I give a review. But I'm not promised it's going to be a fast review time because I wanted to work more with the goddess energy decks in the winter time now. So I think I will put this work with this deck in the spring 2023 just because it's so humorous and light-hearted energy, and I'm not feeling it's a quite appropriate time to work with it. Okay guys, if you like this video, again, don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel, and recommend to people who probably will need this deck the most to study with it. And I think it can be a very fun deck to be with. And also we'll help this deck creator, which is like heartsofstars.com. So yeah, this is the epitome, I think, for the real indie deck. It's very off the cuff and very under the radar. I love it. Okay, so have a nice day and night, guys, wherever you are when watching this video. Have a good day again, and see you in the next one. Bye.